Have you seen the mayor doing anything strange lately?
Why? You want his job?
Hello everyone. Today is going to be a special video. It's going to be me playing through on my brand new Elementalist, playing Guild Wars 2 for everyone. It's my favorite game that exists in PC right now. You know, bring on the hate. I know it's sort of a widely disputed game in terms of whether it's good or not, of course, in lieu of the obvious differences with the first Guild Wars and, you know, the three games that came out of that. I loved Guild Wars 1. I would still play it if there was more of a player base and communities that survived. The launch of Guild Wars 2, but, you know, just the same, I love Guild Wars 2 and all its differences, so... but this is more a case for the brand new player, as well as the player who's played for a long time, but is considering you know, starting a new class and sort of starting from scratch. I'm sort of making the case here for why it should be important to actually consider playing your character through without leveling it up with things like Tomes of Knowledge and Tomes of Mentorship. And for those of you new players who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm actually going to take you over to my bank real quick and show you just exactly what that means. As I know, that's probably a little bit confusing, but think of Pokemon, think of the Pokemon games. Remember rare candies? So that's pretty much the same thing. So rare candies, you level up your Pokemon without having to do any of the work, and they're considered sort of a high-level item. So same deal here. So in my bank, I have 206 of these Tomes of Knowledge, 5 more that are only usable for characters under level 80. And then I have these other ones, these experience rolls, which are actually worth 20 levels, 40 levels, 30 levels, and 150 levels. So each of those boosts a new character's level up to 50, or 40, or 30, or 20, etc., etc. Whereas these ones do 1 level, just like the rare candies from Pokemon. So, you know, why not use these? Why not, you know, make a character and just level them up straight to 80 right away? Well, here's why. So, it's sort of for the spirit of, you know, looking back at way back in the day, back I think 2013 is when the game came out, and you know, we were looking at fresh, just brand new content. I started a human warrior, which is still my main today, and you know, I loved the warrior class. I loved the melee classes. I have over time become very, very good at playing the warrior class and melee classes as well. And so, you know, I think a big part of that is because I did play it from scratch. I didn't have the option to level it up straight to 80 or straight to 50 or whatever. I just, you know, it just wasn't a thing at that point. And so we were forced back then to just become, whether consciously or subconsciously, just become good at the class by sheer organic play. And so, you know, that's sort of my hope here, is to become good at this new Elementalist, become sufficient enough to, you know, expand into things like PvP or World versus World, just by, you know, starting from scratch and actually playing organically and leveling and trying to sort of subconsciously create an affinity for the class and, you know, make a lot of things second nature. Because, you know, back in the day, that was the only choice. Today we have these rare candies, so to speak, to boost our levels all the way up. And sort of, you know, skip all of the busy work. And I think it's unfortunate that Arena has sort of moved in that direction. I understand why, because, you know, they've come out with these massive expansions, and, you know, any ability for a new player to get into the new content as soon as possible seems like, you know, it's a pretty profitable direction to head in. But, and I would say a positive aspect of that is, hey, maybe you have an old character, and you don't like the design, you don't like sort of how it looks and all of that, and, you know, you've played it, but you're at level 80, you don't have a whole lot to show for it, so you go back, you delete it, you can create another one and level it straight to 80. Say you've put in the time, you know how to play the class, it's a little different there. At that point, you've at least played the class enough to know that, how to play it. And so, using those tomes of knowledge and things can get you to that level back up quickly. You basically have the same exact character from a psychological standpoint, but, it's just a completely different look. Maybe it's a human or a char instead of a Solbari, something like that. So, there's a lot of things that allows. And I think possibly more negative than positive when it comes to the psychology of the matter. But, I'd like to see more people sort of start from scratch. I'm sure there are a lot that do, just to sort of get the same effect that I'm trying to get from it. So that's really my whole case today. Is I just want to make sure that there is still, and show you guys that there is still sort of a case for leveling something organically, rather than leveling it with the Guild Wars 2 equivalent of rare candies. And so I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of gameplay. I'm just going to sort of play through all of the content for the next 5 minutes or so, and yeah, enjoy. And leave any comments below, leave any questions if you're a new player, and please feel free to like or dislike, subscribe, do whatever you like, and just like to start a conversation around this if possible. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll leave you with that.